Welcome back, everyone, and in today's video we got a coin roll hunt, and I have dimes, a whole box, 50 rolls of dimes. Yep. So we'll see what we get in these, eh? And so let's do one for you real quick while we're still got you here. I just got back from the bank from dropping off the roll from the last batch. So So for dimes, it's pretty easy. You can tell if it's silver or not just by looking at it. You don't even have to look at ears or nothing. And I can tell that first batch, 50. Well, let's see if there's 50. They didn't have any silver. There was one American. Looks like we got an extra dime though, so hey, that's a plus. Try that again. Yep, so we got one extra dime. I like it. I'll do that all day. Make an extra $5 by the time this box is done, eh? Alright, so I'm gonna cut you out. I'll bring you back. We find anything cool. So we're I don't know here, 6 rolls in, and I just found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20 American dimes in this one roll, 20 1968 dimes Canadian in this roll, and 5 1969 dimes. So I'm guessing this box is going to be a dud for me because it seems like someone's probably already hunted it, or whoever's filled it up has knowledge of silver, because first of all, the 68s, every single one of them is magnetic, which means it's not silver. In 1968, 50% of the coins were made silver, 50% of them were made not silver, right? Nickel. So to say we got all 20 and all of them are not silver, it's pretty unlikely, because it was pretty close in mintage between the two. So you would think, you know, maybe like 8 would be silver and 12 would be non-silver, you know? So now, and also this, there's 5 1969s in here. And 1969 is really about the only year you're going to look for an error in dimes, because of this. 1969, if you get a large date, you're looking at $1,000 easy. Okay? And I'll put up a image of what you're looking for from between a large date and a small date. So large date is the one you want. These 5, they're all small dates, so nothing there. And you may say, well, what about older years? You might have some errors. You're right. But you're already going to keep it because it's going to be silver to begin with. So you can worry about that later. Anything after 1969, between 1969 and 2023, there's not a whole lot in value there. Like, there's probably errors, but there's nothing that is common, right? They're going to be one-offs. So when I do dimes, I look quickly just for silver. And if I see 68 or 69, I'll pull them out and I'll check those ones. But anything after 69, I don't even bother. Really don't. So like anything before 69 now, it's just, I know it's probably or before 68, I know it's going to be silver. So we don't worry about the heirs because I'll look at them later, right? No matter what, I'm keeping that thing because it's worth a hell of a lot more than a dime in silver content. So, all right, I'm going to let you go out, and we'll bring you back in if we find anything else. I just thought that was pretty neat how this one roll had 20 American, 20 68s, 5 1969s, and a few 70s too. So I know someone, whoever's been through this box, or whoever loaded this box, they know what they were doing. So I'm still going to go through it just to make sure, but I don't see me finding anything. But hey, you never know. All right, see you soon. All right, so we're back next roll in, and we know the jig's up here because remember the last roll we had like whatever 20 dimes of 68s. We got 22 more in this roll. Non-magnetic, or I mean they're all magnetic, right? So they're not. There's no way that they'd be all magnetic if someone hasn't. I don't believe someone's been through this box and took out all the 68s that were silver, because you just never would have got that many 68s in this whole box to begin with. What I think has happened is this is someone's collection, but they've kept all the good stuff, right? And they needed, so they got rid of all their 68s that were not, and all their 69s they were hoarding because they were looking for large dates. Then they finally looked through them all and these are all small dates. Let's send them to the bank, get our money back, right? And another reason is, in that same roll, again, 1965 American silver, or American dime. Well, if you know much about American silver, which we'll teach you, 1965 was the first date that they didn't make silver anymore. So it's not like this isn't a coincidence, right? This is someone's put their collection in this, which is cool. Maybe they put all their silver in there somewhere and I haven't found it yet, but I don't see it because most of these rolls are clear, right? So I would see if there was silver in these, and I don't see it. Maybe we'll get lucky because there is some that are cardboard, but I really doubt it. I think we're opening these really for nothing. All right, bring it back if anything else cool happens. All right, so that was horrible, and that's why I hate dimes. Another dud box of dimes, not a thing. I must have found probably easily 100 1969s, which we all know we want to look at. They were all small date. Doesn't surprise me though, because you can go through thousands and thousands and thousands of 1969s and never find what you're looking for. I've never found what I was looking for there yet. So, in 1968s, I guarantee you there was 1,000 1968 dimes in this box. And you're like, no, can't be. There's only 2,500 dimes in that box. I am telling you, there was almost 1,000 1968 dimes in this box, and not a single one was silver. Almost every roll was like 20, 10, 22, 25, 15. Like in each roll, there was like that many in each roll. It's ridiculous. I almost want to take them all out and melt them down and, I don't know, do something with it just so I'll never find them again. It's a good thing when I do re-roll these, I'm going to mark these rolls and I won't be going back through them. This is the worst ever. Normally, I'm good for about 1 to 3 silver dimes for every 2 boxes. So some I get none, some I get 2, now my best coin roll hunt ever, I never got it on video. It was dimes. It was probably my first coin roll hunt ever. It wasn't my first, but my first full box I ever did. And I remember I was at the bank and the lady opened it up for me. I only actually wanted like 10 rolls out of this box. I said, can I get 10 rolls? So she opens a box up for me because she didn't have any. And in that box, when she opened it up, I can see that there was silver in it because there was a lot of these clear rolls like this, in it. And I could see there was some silver in there. And I didn't know how many, but I thought, it looked like a few. I'm like, oh, there might be 5 or 6 silver dimes in that box. So I just said, I'll take the whole box, right? $250. Remember, I only wanted 10. I only wanted $50 worth. And she's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I want that whole box. And she even mentioned, oh, look, there's a fish on there. And that's, as we know in Canada, it's a Centennial 1967 mackerel. So I took that whole box home, and I went through the first roll. I got like 20 silver dimes in it. I'm like, what the? And I knew there was more silver dimes because there was a bunch of other rolls with 1 or 2 in it. Well, when I was done that, there was American silver in there. There was a whole bunch of silver. When I was done that box, I had 513 silver dimes out of that box. That is incredible because you gotta figure 10 cents each. I paid for them, so I paid like $53 for that box, or $51.30 for that, or not for that box, but for those silver dimes I kept. Paid 51 something, and they were worth around about $1,000. But it was something like $900 and some dollars at that time. They were valued at for silver content for a $53, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I can't say I hate dimes. I hate dimes because they're easy to do. Really, I'm only looking for silver. Maybe the 69, right? As an error. But they suck to re-roll. Man, do they suck. They're horrible. The dates are hard to see. They're just pain in the ass. But because the first time I ever did a coin hunt, it wasn't my first time I did a coin hunt, but first time I did a full box coin hunt, I can't not ever do dimes again because you never know. So what happened in that, kind of similar to this, is somebody was keeping silver dimes. I feel either they got old, they went to a home, their kids put them in a home, and they went through the house and they found grandma's silver dime jars. And these kids had no idea what they were. They just thought they were regular dimes. They didn't know there was a difference between a silver dime and you know what I mean? They had no idea. So they rolled them up and took them to the bank. That, or their parent had passed away. And they found all these jars of coins, probably, rolled them up, took them to the bank. They had no idea there was a difference between silver and nickel dimes, or that a silver dime was worth any more than a nickel dime. They took them to the bank, got face value for them. They could have took them to a coin shop, and instead of getting $250 for that box, they would have had, if they only got 500 dimes out of that box, like they had a bunch of nickel ones too, obviously, they would have had over $1,000. So I think we need to talk to our kids and stuff, like anyone who collects coins or silver or gold. Talk to your kids and let them know, do not take the stuff to the bank for face value. Call someone who knows anything about coins, or if you can trust them. If you can't, I don't like taking my stuff to the coin shop to sell it because you're not going to get what you could on the open market. But you got to figure maybe your kids don't care about the open market and don't want to do all that work. Then at least take them to the coin shop. Most coin stores, especially if you've done business there, local coin stores, if you trust them, tell your kids you take those coins to that store. Because at least they're going to give you a pretty decent, well, you're going to give you a lot more in face value. Let's put it that way. If they're a trustworthy LCS. And most are. Because they wouldn't be in business very long if they weren't, right? All right. So I know a little bit of a ramble there, but